Due to the DTCC discovering an increasing number of patents that contain XLM and XRP, we have had a ton of amazing new information this month. In addition to reviewing all of the news I've seen this month, I wanted to take a moment today to show you this new item that appeared on my feed just today. Come on, let's get started. We're also going to show you what everyone thinks. How much is that actually per XRP if Ripple was able to handle 5% to 10% of the DTCC's value? At the end, I do have all of that information. So let's start by going over all of this excellent research. According to XRP, King finds another one. The Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, which handles about $4 quadrillion worth of securities every year, has filed patents for systems method and storage media for managing digital liquidity tokens in a distributed ledger platform in an effort to update this enormous infrastructure. This is the patent number as well. With the integration of digital assets like as XRP and XLM, this patent describes a framework for tokenizing liquidity across several asset classes. It completes the DTCC patent on hierarchical rights delegation that was previously found. Therefore, it's a little foggy to see anything, but you may find and see everything if you check up this number here. A digital sandbox is also available. The DTCC Digital Launchpad is currently operational and serves as an innovation sandbox. Among other things, they are attempting to develop a scalable path for DT, which goes beyond testing. Due to increased efficiency, transparency, and scalability, the financial system sector is ready to completely adopt distributed ledger technology. However, the intricacy of industry collaboration and the high expenses of interactive iterative experimentation impede the path to full-scale deployment. A cost-effective, scalable environment for innovation is necessary to get over such obstacles. One that maintains the stability of today's financial systems while enabling projects to progress from concept to production and offering a central location for capital markets participants to align with incentives and generate critical scale. Additionally, it introduces the digital innovation of the future, discusses the DTCC, explains their launchpad. As you are aware, Composer Zactory facilitates the development of compliant tokens and smart contracts for the automation of mid-back office workflows and on-chain real-world financial assets. Now that smart contracts are being introduced, keep in mind that the back office used to employ tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of people worldwide to assist all of these banks in getting these transactions to the right place. Those individuals will have to change careers or undergo retraining because, well, blockchain technology will fix that. Consider the savings that banks will be able to achieve by, sort of getting rid of the majority of this back office stuff. The Composer X Capital Markets platform facilitates investor management, asset servicing, and full-stack token lifecycle management. Additionally, Composer X Ledger Scan streamlines the integration of digital ledgers with conventional financial data flows, enabling users to track and monitor on-chain assets for advanced analytics, corporate reporting, and regulatory risk. This is something that the DTCC has been working on for a while. There are roughly 3 pillars here: various blockchain networks, multi-cloud infrastructure, and basic Web3 tools. To be honest, the best course of action in this situation is probably to purchase one of the cryptocurrency projects that the DTCC has been discussing and evaluating. I take it that $4 quadrillion are processed here annually? This is where all the money is if that's what you're looking for. Okay, here is a schematic after that. The whole US stock market is cleared by DTCC. The following are some of the steps that will shortly be cleared by DT. First, second, third, fourth, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Here are several examples of DT transaction sources, including Ethereum, Stellar, and most likely XRP and HR, as well as exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange, payment platforms like PayPal, and accounting and custody systems. After that, customers proceed to this location to receive a normalized, enriched KYC data transaction context. Finally, they have access to business intelligence APIs, AI/ML reporting, and much more. Here, Marka talks about laws and tokenization, emphasizing how crucial they will be to our future. We can trade stocks around the clock with this new method. Yes. Indeed, during the history of the stock markets, there have been several technological advancements. Recall that we started with paper, then moved on to certificated securities, and finally arrived at what are essentially today's book entries on different financial organizations. Tokenization may now represent yet another advancement in market operations. The substantial amount of resources that go into what are known as back-office operations is something that many investors are unaware of. That entails a great deal of balancing the DTC and SEC viewpoints of financial companies. Once more, those are acronyms that, ideally, most people are unaware of since they carry out their duties without anyone ever realizing they're doing them correctly. We have therefore always been willing to try new things with this. How would this operate? Do you already have a system in place for approving or rejecting the tokens that will be produced? Or are you still working on it? The tokens could be issued by whom? I have a lot of queries concerning it. We would like to discuss these topics with market players. That's right. What steps would you suggest taking to tokenize securities positions? First, what kind of protections will you have in place to keep investors secure and prevent some interest? Let's discuss conflict of interest, safeguards, and protecting customers like you and me. Additionally, you have this critical notice from the Fixed Income Clearing Corporation, DTCC. This is a cool little item that happened this month. This buried road connects to the DTCC. This list was also compiled by Matthew Liney. I made a video explaining the many businesses that Ripple could consider purchasing and the reasons behind it. However, if you look at Hidden Road here, you can see that other top brokerages and houses employ a variety of blockchains and digital platforms to clear U.S. treasuries, including the Canton Network, DTCC, LedgerScan, and the U.S. Collateral Network connected via digital twin networks. There is a ton of incredibly interesting and unique material here. Prior to this, we have discussed LedgerScans and other related topics on a few slides, but they are currently gaining a lot of attention online. Please do take the time to read all of this material yourself if you would want to pause it. Additionally, we have to examine the ISDA's progress with crypto derivatives in addition to the DTCC. Additionally, there are Ripple, Algorand, Hart, and numerous other organizations and blockchain infrastructure firms that are affiliated with the ISDA. Thus, you have the DTCC and the ISDA. There are a lot of links here, you know. This relationship also applies to you. Security was purchased by the DTCC and renamed as a DTCC digital asset. The security protocol facilitates the smooth transfer of tokens across several chains, including XRP and Ripple. As a result, the DTCC has taken over security, incorporated securities technology, and keeps some of their employees on board. And that is continuing. Well, is there anything else you should notice here? What other way can I clarify this? We're making progress. Most likely, Ethereum 2 will also include some. Here are some details about the total estimated value of this as well. How much would XRP be worth if the DTCC used it to settle 5%, 10%, or 25% of its $3 to $4 trillion annual transactions if it moved to blockchain? What effect will it have if a large portion of this value remains on the XRP ledger during trading? Here are some facts on 5%, 10%, or 25%. At the moment, XRP has a market value of around $121 billion. This represents 5% of 3 quadrillion. For quadrillion, 5%, 10%, and 25% are shown below. You see, these kinds of figures above would even be enough to retire many XRP investors, demonstrating generational riches. Additionally, Ripple is investigating a number of use cases, this being in tokens in circulation if you start by finding a means to stake half of the token supply or even 3/4 of it. You know, this would be $16,000 or $20,000. Alright, I'll let you guys handle it. I hope you found this DTCC presentation and all the fresh information and news interesting. It has a somewhat energetic sensation. Please hit like if you have any worth. Additionally, you can become a member of the channel. I would truly love and appreciate your support if you would like to help me achieve my goals and continue to provide you with more and more information. You can also join my community, Kryptonaires. $50 per month. There we have some updated prices. Many truly remarkable individuals from around the globe shared their opinions with us. I'm inside. Any time of day is a good time to ask me questions. And I simply hope you have an amazing weekend.